Hi. Hello. How long it took me to set the camera up in my car is actually really embarrassing. It took a very long time. I am currently in the Target parking lot. I thought that I would make a little update video. It's been a long time since I've come on here. It's been a long time since I made a video. So I just thought that I would do that today. If you hear any noise, it's because I have the air on. I'm currently in Florida and it is so hot. It's 80 degrees right now. 80 degrees. In the middle of January, I'm from the South, so I should be used to the warm weather, but this 80 degrees in January, I'm not used to. It does not feel like winter. That's crazy. Okay. So, hi. If you're new here and you haven't watched any of my previous videos, sorry if I keep looking at the cars passing by. So my boyfriend's in the Army. He finished basic training in December, and so he's currently in AIT. And when I made that video a few months ago, I didn't really talk a lot in depth about the whole experience. So I just kind of figured that I would hop on here and talk about it. Okay. So I'm not gonna say that it was easy. It was definitely far from easy, but it wasn't the end of the world. And I feel like that's what you think, especially when your boyfriend is in the Army or just long distance in general. It feels like the end of the world. Like your life is gonna end, they're gone, you're lonely. But honestly, when I finally got to see him, that 2.5 months didn't feel like any time had passed. Like we just kind of hopped back in to how we usually were. I was super excited when I got to see him at Family Day and graduation, which was a whole other ordeal. So a little bit of backstory if you are new and didn't see my first video. Me and my boyfriend have been dating for a little over 5 years. We were high school sweethearts. We dated all throughout my time in college, which was 3.5 years. I just graduated in December, and we were doing long distance. I say long distance because I went to a school that was like 4 hours away from home, but in the grand scheme of things, it feels nothing like real long distance, whatever real long distance is. Anyway, we dated all throughout that time, and he decided that he wanted to go into the Army. Of course, I wanted to support his decision. He left in September of 2022, I guess, because it's a new year. That's crazy. Yeah, so he left in September, graduated in December, and I got to go to his Family Day and his graduation day, which is super fun. So I guess I can kind of tell you some of my experience with the whole Family Day, graduation day, writing letters, all of that. Writing the letters really did it felt like something out of a movie. I mean, they were so personal and so intimate, but it was really weird going from talking on the phone, like calling, texting, whatever, to writing letters that took weeks to send. Guys, I wish I was kidding when I say it took weeks for my letters to get to him. So I didn't actually get to send my first letter until the second or third week that he was there, because that's when I finally got all the information I needed for his address and everything. And he went to Fort Jackson for his basic training. And let me just tell you, his unit's Facebook page was so helpful. They were on it. Like, they were releasing information, I would say at least every day, sometimes a couple of times a day. They were like on it with releasing pictures. It just felt so nice to know what was going on, updates on phase changes and everything. It was so helpful. It really gave me peace of mind. But back to the letter situation. So I had gotten letters from him, from my boyfriend, and I had already sent, I want to say 5. So the first week that I was able to get like all of his information to send the letter, I sent 5 letters, and they did not get to him until maybe 2 or 3 weeks later. So they were super behind, and it was even to the point where he sent me a letter and it broke my heart. It was just basically saying, like, he didn't know if writing letters was even worth it on my end because he hadn't gotten any letters from me, and he was writing me almost every day, and I was so sad. Like, I know that everyone, basically everybody in basic training looks forward to letters. Like, getting a letter is that, like, pushing through it. Somebody is there for me, somebody's writing, communication, and he hadn't gotten any of them. And I was just devastated. I was like, I gotta be patient. I know other people are sending in mail as well. They have to sort through it. They have to get the mail to them. They're not withholding mail. Like, it just took a really long time for my letters to get to him, which was kind of sad. But when he finally got them, he told me he was so excited. It was the cutest thing ever. I was so happy for him to get them. They really brightened my day. So when I wrote my letters, I just kind of did some encouragement type things. I put in motivational quote cards in my letters. I sent pictures. I put stickers on them. He's obsessed with capybaras, so I put stickers in my letters and everything. He really liked them. I don't know how many I ended up sending in the end, but he did receive all of my letters, which was super great. I was in school, so my last semester, and I was pretty busy throughout his whole time of being in basic. I found time to make sure that I wrote him letters and things, but staying busy really helps you to not get so sad or not think so much about your partner being away. So I was really glad that I had something to occupy my time. I would have to say the hardest weeks were those last few weeks. I feel like the first phases went by so fast, and then it was, you get to the end and you're waiting, and it's like the weeks are dragging. I was so ready to see him that the last 2 weeks just went by so slow. They went by so slow. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Time is an illusion. It just felt like it wasn't moving at all. So finally it gets to the time where I can see him for family day, and I would have loved to be able to, like, post that, you know, those cute basic training family day videos where they walk in and there's smoke and they're playing music and they look all like patriotic, hoo-ah. It didn't happen, guys. I got there at, I want to say 7 o'clock that morning, and it was, I saw lightning in the background, thunder. It was about to pour down. Like, the weather just wasn't good at all. So they didn't get to have their normal family day, which I was kind of sad for them, because they didn't get to do the whole walking through the smoke, looking all cool. But it was so stressful for me because basically they stayed in their housing and you had to pick them up. So it felt like I was picking up a kid from, like, daycare or school, because you had to, like, go pick them up and they got in your car and you just drove off. So it was so super weird. So by the time I got to my boyfriend, I was able to pick him up. I mean, I feel like I didn't get that, like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long, like, I'm crying, sobbing, give me a hug, bring it in. It didn't happen like that. He literally got in the passenger seat of my car, and I had to just drive away and find a parking lot. And of course, like, in the moment, just, you're like, hey, like, how are you? But it was so chaotic, so stressful. Everybody was so confused. Guys, people were parking on the side of the road. Mind you, it's raining. People are parking on the side of the road, like, getting out of their cars, trying to walk up to where they stayed, and nobody was really helpful. And there were just people that were like, oh, like, get back in your cars, don't get out, like, let's not do that. Nobody was listening. Everybody was doing their own thing. Everybody was thoroughly confused. It was chaotic. Not the best time ever. Yeah. Hopefully other people, their experiences are a little different, but that's how mine was for family day. Either way, it was really nice to get to see him in his uniform. So it was really fun. Got to spend time with him that day. We kind of walked around on post and everything, and I got to meet some of his friends that he made while he was there, which was so great. It was so great. My boyfriend, he's so sweet. So he told everybody about me, and I don't want to say that to be like, oh, like, my boyfriend told everybody about me, like, it's all about me. It was, I don't want to say embarrassing, but it was embarrassing how many people he told about me. Whenever people saw him and they just instantly thought of me, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, heard so much about you, so happy to finally meet you, you're so much prettier in person. Guys, I felt like I was a celebrity and I did absolutely nothing. Not like I had gone through, 10 weeks of like grueling training or anything. Yeah, he's the best. He made it feel like I was special even while he was gone, which I definitely appreciated so very much. Graduation day was basically, it was back to normal. So they did get to be on the field that next day. It was sunny, it was really nice. And then we got to see them. We went out to have lunch / breakfast with his family, and our friend and his family came, so it was super nice. And seeing everybody in their uniforms was just so great. They're in their, like, I actually love how the greens look. Like, I know the blues are nice, but the greens, that uniform, it's giving. It looks so good on him. So yeah, and after that we said our goodbyes, which was super sad. And then he left. But I guess the good thing about him graduating from basic training in early December was that he got to come home 2 weeks later for holiday block leave, which was really nice. My birthday, we got to celebrate. I actually picked him up on my birthday, which was so great. The best birthday present ever. I couldn't have asked for anything else. And then we went to Washington State for some of his block leave, which was really, really fun. So beautiful. I love that place. So seeing him for block leave was really good. And then he went back to AIT, and he'll finish, I believe, sometime early summer, late spring. So definitely excited about that. But yeah, I just thought I would hop on and give a little update. So AIT is a lot different. So he gets to have his phone. His AIT is really long, but he gets to have his phone. We talk every day when he has free time. We get to talk a lot on the weekends. It's really nice. It's a good change from basic, how you have such limited communication, to AIT. And of course, everybody's AIT is different. So your partner may have an AIT where they can't have their phone a lot. It really just depends. But for him, I get to talk to him every day. Super nice. The distance is still hard. Of course, I miss him. Him leaving for holiday block leave to go back to AIT was so sad. I cried. Also though, this is completely irrelevant, but the same day that he left, I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So I was already on meds, delirious and crying, so that made it even worse. But we survived, guys. We survived basic training. Now all we got to do is survive AIT, which I think we can do. I am excited though to be able to make some more content. I'm going to be a little bit more active on YouTube now that I am out of school, and I'm doing some pretty exciting things as well. I'm currently, like I said, in Florida because I am working for Disney. How cool is that? But yes, our relationship is going well. We survived basic. I'm sure we can survive AIT. I'm really excited for how life is gonna look, and hopefully I'll have more updates soon. But for now, that's really it. I think this was a really good talk. I like these car talks. Maybe I'll do them more often. It's not so hot out here. And it's in this 80-degree weather. But yeah, this was really fun. I'm so glad that you guys clicked on this video, and hopefully you stayed to the end, didn't get too bored. I am super excited to be making more content. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Feel free to comment or like, whichever you prefer. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!